Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Woodbine Mohawk Park on a gorgeous Saturday morning here in June. We continue on with baby races, as here today we will have 14 qualifiers, all for 2-year-old colts and geldings. 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings and trotting colts and geldings will be on display. 14 qualifiers beginning at 9:30 a.m. There will be a break following this morning's 7th qualifier. Break of roughly 40 minutes before we then resume with qualifiers 8 through 14. If you'd like to follow along with today's action, head to our website, woodbinemohawkpark.com. Select horse racing. And then under that tab, select horse people. And once on the horse people page, you will then be able to go down and find the program proofs under the qualifiers section to follow along with today's action. Once again, 14 qualifiers in total. If you're watching along today on our website, woodbinemohawkpark.com, or on our YouTube channel for Woodbine Mohawk Park, good morning. If you'd like to enjoy enhanced coverage of today's qualifiers, you can head over to Costa TV. You can find them on YouTube or on Facebook at facebook.com/Central Ontario Standardbred Association. There you'll be able to find a live stream and full coverage of today's baby races. Once again, first post time is 9:30. That's just over 10 minutes away. We're dealing with warm temperatures and a fast track for today's action. Starting gate now in motion for our first 14 baby races on this Saturday morning from Woodbine Mohawk Park. Good morning, everybody. Time to meet the field for the opener. 2-year-old colts and geldings on the trot. One is Mr. Fritter, a muscle mass colt, trained by Bill Budd. Trevor Henry drives for owners Dean Marson Stable, Peter Miscolzi, and John Frieda. $12,000 Harrisburg purchase. 2 is Magical Major, a gelded son of Father Patrick, owned by Gary Lance, Trevor Lance, Brian Samus. Paul Reed trains, Chris Christopher drives, $19,000 Harrisburg buy. 3 is Keiko A. Pepe, a gelded son of Muscle Mass, owned by Steve Heimbecker, Alan Albert, Michael Guerrero, and Maneri Racing Incorporated. Dave Maneri trains, Jody Jameson drives, $20,000 Lexington purchase. 4, Luca Hanover, James McDonald for Francis Dumichel. Resolve Colts owned by Dumichel, Acurie CSL, and OAS 2021, along with a numbered Quebec Incorporation. $45,000 Harrisburg buy. 5 is Master Production, Eddie Green for Keelan Green, Celestia Hill owns, $45,000 Lexington buy is that Muscle Mass Colt. 6, Southwind Domino, a Walner, Gino Toscani owns and drives, $28,000 Lexington buy, the trainer is Herb Holland. And then next up is number 8, Radio Lab, gelded son of Craze, Ed Hensley for Ashley Hensley, they own, $18,000 yearling purchase. And they're off and trotting here in the opener. And from the outside, Radio Lab, a little steppy, but coming away with speed. Out in the center, that is Master Production. And then it is Southwind Domino. Towards the inside, Keiko A. Pepe gets away in 4th. 5th is Luca Hanover. Back to Mr. Fritter, and the early trailer is Magical Major. They go into the first turn and look at Radio Lab. This one just went on, and now is going to make a break. Might have jumped that shadow. So as they come to the opening quarter, it's on the board in 29 seconds flat. So resetting will be Radio Lab, and Radio Lab is going to go right back to the front here. So we'll see how this one goes for the gelded son of Crazed. Ed Hensley in for a little bit of an adventure here. And off stride once again went Radio Lab. So inheriting the lead will be Master Production. Then we go back to Southwind Domino, who is followed by Keiko A. Pepe. Up the backside they go. And then racing is Luca Hanover, followed by Mr. Fritter and Magical Major, and then at the back is Radio Lab now after a couple of breaks. The half was up on the board in 101 and 1, and our leader into the far turn is Master Production, leading it by a pair. Southwind Domino in 2nd, 3rd is Keiko A. Pepe, 4th is Luca Hanover, continuing to trot, and 5th is Mr. Fritter, who is tracked by Magical Major. Now out from 3rd comes Keiko A. Pepe, and Keiko A. Pepe, who was a winner a week ago, is on the march on the outside and looking to confront the leader, Master Production, who hit 3/4 in 132 and 1. They're into the stretch, and Keiko A. Pepe now takes the top spot. Back in 2nd, Master Production. Southwind Domino was following 3rd. Luca Hanover tries to split between rivals, and then diving to the inside of a rival there for Henry is Mr. Fritter. Drifting out is Keiko A. Pepe, and Keiko A. Pepe is going to finish this one out in about the 7 path and might get picked off up the inside by Mr. Fritter. Here's Mr. Fritter up the inside. Might have got it. Very tight. Keiko A. Pepe on the far outside, and Mr. Fritter will have to go to the photo finish camera. Time of the mile, 2:02 and 1. 1 Kilimanjaro, Prestidigitator Colt, Bloomingwood Farms Limited, the owner breeders. Greg McNair trains, Doug McNair drives. 2 is Seacan, a gelded son of Muscle Mass. Mark Etzel, Terry DeVos, Peter Porter are your owners. Mark Etzel trains and drives. 3 is Bar Brawl, a Muscle Mass Colt. Gino Toscani owns and drives. $72,000 Lexington buy, trained by Herb Holland. 4, Red Overbach is a gelded son of Royalty for Life. Carl Jameson, Tom Chiron, Dr. Robert Boyce are the owners. Carl Jameson trains. Jody Jameson will drive. 5 is St. Eves, an Archangel Colt owned by Yolanda Fellows, Blair Corbeil, and Trojan Horse. Rob Fellows trains. Trevor Henry will drive. $12,000 Harrisburg purchase. 5 Star Power Hanover, a wheeling and dealing Colt. Determination owns. Luke Blade trains. Bob McClure drives. $57,000 Harrisburg buy. 7 Crosstown Rivalry. Dennis Hanneth is the owner. David Holliday trains. Ryan Holliday will drive. Creatine Colt. American Buzz K, the 8. Angus Hall Colt. Winning Key is the owner. Paul Reed trains. Scott Young drives. And 9 is Quick Fix, a Resolve Colt owned by John Copus Stables, Clay Horner, and Drybar Stables. Copus trains. Chris Christopher drives. $15,000 Ontario purchase. And they're off and trotting here in the second. Green beginning for the rail starter Kilimanjaro. Coming away the quickest, this is Bar Brawl, and this one storms out of there for Toscani. It is Bar Brawl out to the lead. Getting away in second is Star Power Hanover. Third is Red Overbach into the first turn, and Seacan got away in fourth. That one will be tracked by St. Eves in fifth. Around the first bend they go. Sixth is Crosstown Rivalry, followed then seventh by Quick Fix. Eighth is American Buzz K, and Kilimanjaro is the trailer. 29-1 for the opening quarter, as off to a hot start there was Bar Brawl. And Bar Brawl, who went to the front last week, does the exact same thing here this morning and leads this one by almost a half dozen lengths. Racing in second up the backside is Star Power Hanover. Third is Red Overbach. Then in fourth is Seacan. Fifth is St. Eves, who is followed closely by Crosstown Rivalry. Then we got a bit of a break going back to our final 3, that being Quick Fix, who is followed by American Buzz Blizz K and Kilimanjaro. The half was hit in a minute even. That's 30-4 in the second quarter, and on to the far turn they go. And Bar Brawl is hoping that he has got an advantage that will not shrink here, and that he'll just leave everybody far behind. He continues to lead by a half dozen lengths. Star Power Hanover, the wheeling and dealing Colt, he is racing in second, being followed there third by Red Overbach. Now to the outside, here comes Seacan from fourth. Three-quarter time, 1:30 even. Off the turn and into the stretch, and it is all Bar Brawl. He's had the big advantage since the word go, and we'll see if anyone can reel him in. Bar Brawl coming to the 8th pole. Seacan's now moved into second. Third is Star Power Hanover. Red Overbach to the outside, trying to come on by a couple of rivals. We had a breaker in the stretch. Off stride went Quick Fix. Coming to the edge of the tote board, Bar Brawl with that lead, and they are not going to get to him. Bar Brawl will take it, going coast to coast. Red Overbach was second. Third went to Star Power Hanover, and fourth was Seacan. 2 minutes and 2/5 for Bar Brawl. third qualifier moving in behind the gate. We're going to scratch number 1, Delgado. Bob McClure will drive number 6, DeChambeau. So we start with number 2, Barroom Brawl Boys, a muscle mass colt Gino Toscani owns and drives for trainer Herb Holland, $20,000 Lexington purchase. 3, the Champ Archangel colt, owned by Caroline Holiday, who is the breeder. Dave Holiday trains, Ryan Holiday will drive. 4, Feel the Force, a gelded son of Resolve. Steve Heimbecker, Van Camp Trotting Corp, and Blake McIntosh are the owners. McIntosh trains, James McDonald drives, $22,000 Lexington purchase. 5, Marauder Sealster is a muscle mass colt, owned by Heimbecker, trained by Amanda Fine. Louis Waugh drives, $55,000 London purchase. 6 is DeChambeau, a Cadabra gelding. Gary Lance, Paul Reed, BC Reichheld Stables, and Tony Kasha are the owners. Paul Reed trains. Bob McClure will do the driving. $30,000 Harrisburg purchase. 7 is Archery Sealster, a wheelin' and dealin' colt owned by Gestion Mastel and Marcel Barrio. Barrio the trainer. He'll also do the driving. $85,000 London purchase. And on the outside is number 8, Living on the Rail. This is a muscle mass colt owned by Heimbecker, Paul Kelly, Aaron Byron. Aaron Byron trains and drives, a $30,000 Harrisburg purchase. So scratch the 1. McClure drives the 6, DeChambeau. Everybody slides down a spot on the starting gate, which now reaches the top of the stretch. Here we go for the third baby race. And they're off and trotting. Barroom Brawl Boys from the inside and right out to a lead of 6 lengths. Just in the blink of an eye. No other speed as Feel the Force is in second. And then getting away on third was Archery Sealster, who actually moved around into that second spot. So it'll be Feel the Force in third. Racing fourth is Marauder Sealster. Then it is the Champ on the outside, Living on the Rail. And then DeChambeau is your trailer. To the opening quarter they go. And it is Barroom Brawl Boys there in 30-2. So once again, Toscani's on the front. And once again, there's nobody within reach. Well back in second is Archery Sealster. Third is Feel the Force. Racing in fourth is Marauder Sealster. Fifth up the backside, the Champ. Living on the Rail, Found the Rail. Racing in sixth. And then seventh is DeChambeau. So the lead was almost double digits going up the backside here for Barroom Brawl Boys, and this is a one-sided fight so far. 102-1 is your half-mile clocking. Onto the far turn they go. Barroom Brawl Boys, the son of Muscle Mass, is the leader. They're getting a little closer now as Archery Sealster for Marcel Barrio is trotting really well there with good-looking strides going by 5/8 and is making up ground on the leader. In third is Feel the Force. Racing fourth is Marauder Sealster. Fifth is, as they go around the turn, Living on the Rail. Followed then by the Champ, and off stride at the back went to DeChambeau just before 3/4. Into the stretch, 1:33 was your 3/4 clocking. And the leader, since the word go, has been Barroom Brawl Boys. We had another breaker as off stride went the Champ after 3/4. Here with less than an eighth of a mile to go, Barroom Brawl Boys is seeing what he's got left for the final round. Coming after him on the outside is Feel the Force, and between horses, Archery Sealster. Barroom Brawl Boys digging in. Feel the Force edging closer at the line. Barroom Brawl Boys got it by a head. Feel the Force was second. Third went to Archery Sealster, 2:03-2. Starting gate is rolling for our fourth baby race. 1 and 7 are out. 2, and their Solo. Cornero de Solo colt, owned by Emily Montour, trained by Keelan Green. Eddie Green drives. 3 is Give Me Carrots. Encore colt, owned by Winning Key, trained by Paul Reed. Scott Young, the driver. 4, Marvin Hagler, a Craze colt, owned by Gerald Pedden and Mark McCory. Mark McCory trains. Sylvain Filion will drive. $13,000 London buy. 5 is Renegade Gypsy and Archangel Gelding. The stable Renegade Gypsy owns. Mario Barjon, the trainer driver. $18,000 Ontario purchase. 6, Devereaux Sealster, a Trixton colt owned by the Bob McIntosh stables. Doug McIntosh and Randy Lipa. Bob McIntosh trains. Trevor Henry drives. $28,000 London purchase. And 8, Down the Fence, a Royalty for Life colt owned by Dustin Jones stables, who also bred. Jones will train and drive. Number 8, Down the Fence. So we're scratching the 1 and the 7 here. Brings us down to a field of 6. Trotters to the top of the stretch for baby race number 4. And they're off and trotting, and splitting from the center is Renegade Gypsy on the outside, down the fence, and then getting away towards the inside. Marvin Hagler is going to get away second. We've got Devereaux Sealster in 4th. 5th is Ender Solo, and then it is Give Me Carrots K. Into the first turn they'll go, and it's Renegade Gypsy. Off stride went Marvin Hagler, so taken out of this one in the first round, as Marvin Hagler will go to the outside. It is Renegade Gypsy on top by about 3 lengths coming to the opening quarter, which was trotted in 31 and 1. Into the backstretch they'll go. And your leader, this is Renegade Gypsy for Mario Bayarjan, on top by about almost 5 lengths. In second is Down the Fence. Then in third is Devereaux Sealster, followed 4th by Ender Solo. 5th is Give Me Carrots K. And then it's probably about 8 lengths going back to the trailer Marvin Hagler. They're coming up towards the midway point, and they're following Renegade Gypsy. They're going to come past the half here in 102 and 1. 31 seconds even in that second quarter, which was actually just a tad quicker than that opener of 31 and 1. Renegade Gypsy all by himself here. This gelded son of Archangel is leading it by a half dozen lengths. Down the Fence is in second. Break of 2.5 going back to Devereaux Sealster in third. 4th is Ender Solo. 5th is Give Me Carrots K. And then it's about 3 lengths back to Marvin Hagler, who will try and finish this one up strong. They come to 3/4. Renegade Gypsy has been leading all the way. He's made all the calls. 131 and 4 off the turn and into the stretch. That was 29 and 3 in the third quarter. And it's Renegade Gypsy and Mario Bayarjan. Doesn't look like they're going to be touched here as they come to the 8th pole. The battle will be on for a second. It's Down the Fence. Devereaux Sealster to make that push. Then back in third is Anadair Solo, followed by Give Me Carrots K and Marvin Hagler. But it was all Renegade Gypsy since the word go. And Renegade Gypsy, in the second qualifier for this Archangel Gelding, will win it in 2 minutes and 3/5. Devereaux Sealster was second. Down the Fence was third, followed then by Give Me Carrots K, Marvin Hagler, and Anadair Solo. Time for the fifth baby race here today. Scratch number 4, Mr. Zwinetti. It'll be a field of 7. Number 1, Rose Run Excalibur, is a Royalty for Life colt owned by Scott McEnany, Dominic Shiravalli, Gary Volpe, and Mart West Racing Stable. Scott McEnany trains, Paul McDonnell drives, $35,000 Harrisburg purchase. 2 is Jasperson, an Angus Hall colt owned by Andrew Lee Racing Stables. Also the breeders, Dagfinn Henriksen will train and drive. 3 is Kipper Whippersnipper. This is a Royalty for Life colt owned by Edward Wilson, who is also the breeder. Rob Fellows trains. Louis Waugh drives. 4 is out. 5 is Drinks at Home, a Royalty for Life colt owned by Determination, trained by Luke Blais. Bob McClure drives, a $47,000 Harrisburg purchase. 6, Usurp Hanover, is a wheeling and dealing colt owned and driven by Eddie Green, trained by Keelan Green, $30,000 Harrisburg purchase. 7 is Resolute Bay, a gelded son of Resolve, owned by the stable, trained by Johnny McKinnon. James McDonald drives, $25,000 Lexington purchase. And 8 is Flanagan Victory, a Royalty for Life colt owned by Liette Flanagan, also the breeders. Renee Dion trains. Chris Christoforou will drive. The 1 scratch of number 4, Mr. Zanetti, brings us down to a field of 7. 2-year-old Colton Gelding trotters have assembled, and they're at the top of the stretch. And they're off and trotting. From the center, Usurp Hanover will push forward. Also doing that is Resolute Bay. Then at the outside is Flanagan Victory. At the inside, Rose Run Excalibur. Getting away 5th is Jasperson. And then we go back to Kipper Whippersnipper. And on the outside of that one is Drinks at Home, who will get away at the rear of the field. They go into the first turn, and they are following Resolute Bay, who's put on the front by James McDonald. Resolute Bay coming up to the opening quarter here. Not a lot of early speed. They're there in 31 and 3. Onto the backstretch they'll go. Resolute Bay, your leader by a couple of lengths. Racing in second, Usurp Hanover. Then it's a break of 3 going back to Rose Run Excalibur in third. Another 2.5 lengths back to Flanagan Victory in fourth. 5th is Jasperson, followed 6th by Kipper Whippersnipper, and your trailer is Drinks at Home. Up the backstretch, and it's Resolute Bay leading it by a length and a half as Usurp Hanover wants to sit right on that rival's back, getting the 2-hole trip. They come up to the midway point, which is on the board in 102 and 4. They go on to the far turn. The leader is Resolute Bay, second qualifier for this gelded son of Resolve. Usurp Hanover, also his second cue. He's tracking there second. Third is Rose Run Excalibur, break of a half dozen lengths going back to Flanagan Victory in fourth. 5th is Jasperson. 6th is Kipper Whippersnipper. And then 3 lengths back to your trailer, Drinks at Home. On to 3/4. It has been Resolute Bay who has been calling the shots, and Resolute Bay might have a challenge here now as Usurp Hanover looks ready for the stretch drive. 132 and 4. That was 30 seconds even in the third quarter into the stretch, and Resolute Bay tries to kick away. Resolute Bay came right down to the cones there, gets a couple taps here from McDonald, holds it by 2. Second is Usurp Hanover. Rose Run Excalibur looking to finish up strong in third. Flanagan Victory is fourth, and on the outside, Kipper Whippersnipper into 5th. Deep stretch, it's Resolute Bay with the lead. Usurp Hanover making one last lunge. They hit the line in 2:02 and 1 as it'll go to Resolute Bay. Baby race number 6, scratch number 1 and number 5. Sylvan Filion drives to 6, almost there, boss. We'll start with number 2, Team Mac, gelded son of Better's Delight. Hut Racing Stable, Steve Heimbecker and Blake McIntosh are your owners. McIntosh trains. Phil Houdon will drive, $72,000 Lexington grad. 3, I'm King Khan, owned by Princeton Farms, Joanne McComb and Dr. Ian Moore, along with Dale Spence. Spence does the driving. Ian Moore trains, $19,000 hoof bid graduate. 4, Matters Most, a Thinking Out Loud colt, a homebred for the Bob McIntosh Stables, CSX Stables, and Dave Boyle. McIntosh trains, Trevor Henry drives. 5 is out. 6, Almost There Boss, is a gelded son of Sunshine Beach, owned by the stable. Harry Polton trains. The driver will be Sylvan Filion, a $15,000 hoof bid purchase. 7, He Be Sunny, is a Sunshine Beach gelding, owned by Francis Dumichel, AQRE CSL, Travis Henry, and OAS 2021. Dumichel, the trainer. James McDonald drives, $24,000 Ontario purchase. And 8 is Arrow Magic, a big Jim colt, owned by Errol Harvey, a Fields. And this one's trained by Gerard Demers. Louis Watt does the driving. And they're off and pacing here in the 6th as we move over to the pace for the first time this morning. And I'm King Khan strides out to the early lead. Getting away in 2nd is Team Mac, and then there in 3rd is He Be Sunny, followed 4th by Matters Most. Lining up 5th, Almost There Boss, and Arrow Magic will be the early trailer. They go into the first turn, and it's I'm King Khan, a winner last week, going all the way on the front end. And the He's Watching colt, I'm King Khan, is going to lead them to the opening quarter in 30 seconds even. They'll move into the backstretch, and they're following I'm King Khan. 30 seconds was the opener. Tracking the leader, that is Team Mac in 2nd. 3rd is He Be Sunny. Break of 5 lengths, then going back to Matters Most, who is racing 4th. 5th up the backside, Almost There Boss. And your trailer is Arrow Magic. I'm King Khan, a winner in 156 and 2 last week, kicked home in 27 and 2. Leads this one by a length and a half coming up to the midway point, which is up on the board in a minute and 2/5. 30 and 2 in the second quarter. I'm King Khan, the leader. In 2nd is Team Mac, the debut qualifying for that gelded son of Better's Delight. 3rd is He Be Sunny, also debuting this morning. Break of 5 lengths back to Matters Most in his debut qualifier. He is followed by Almost There Boss, who we're also seeing for the first time. And your trailer, Arrow Magic, also a debuter. So the one with the experience, I'm King Khan, ramps it up a little bit here, leading by a pair at 3/4 in 128 and 3. So he certainly ramped it up there. 28 and 1 in the 3rd quarter. They're into the stretch, and I'm King Khan looks to just scoot away. He'll look to power home once again. I'm King Khan. On the outside, He Be Sunny has now moved into 2nd. Team Mac is in 3rd. Then it's back to Matters Most, Arrow Magic, and Almost There Boss. 16th to go. I'm King Khan going to get asked here in deep stretch as he'll be pushed to the line, but it's I'm King Khan to take it. 2nd went to He Be Sunny. Team Mac was 3rd. Matters Most then followed by Almost There Boss and Arrow Magic. Time of the mile, 156 and 4 for I'm King Khan, a winner once again. Starting gate now in motion for our 7th baby race. 2-year-old Pacing Colts and Geldings. No changes here. One is Trion DeVee, a Huntsville colt owned by Gino Toscani. He'll drive for trainer Herb Holland, $11,000 Lexington Select purchase. 2 is Many Moons, a Sweet Lou colt owned by Mac Nickel. Robert Jones, trained by Anthony Beaton. Sylvan Filion drives, $55,000 Harrisburg graduate. 3, Mr. Dress Up, is owned by Robert McIntosh Stables, Al McIntosh Holdings, and Beverly Snobelin, trained by Bob McIntosh. Trevor Henry drives the gelded son of Shadow Play. 4 is Raising Sand, a sports rider colt owned by Hut Racing Stables, Steve Heimbecker and Blake McIntosh. McIntosh trains Phil Houdon in the sulky, $55,000 Lexington Select purchase. 5 is Airy Shadow, Shadow Play colt owned by Greg McNair, the Ilderton Boys Stable. McNair, the trainer. Doug McNair drives, $60,000 Harrisburg buy. 6 is Fox Valley Carlin, Art Street colt owned by Michael Camaglio, William Richardson, and Rhonda Gill Martin, trained by Paul Reed. Bob McClure drives, $19,000 Illini sale purchase. 7 is My Blueberry Buck, a Thinking Out Loud gelding, homebred from Millar Farms. Nick Gallucci trains. James McDonald drives. 8 is A Fair Somewhere, Lion Somewhere colt owned by Elizabeth and Alan Fair. Alan Fair trains. Jody Jameson drives. And the 9 is Aiden James. Oriel Harvey A. Fields is the owner. Gerard Demare trains. Louis Waugh will drive, a $17,000 Ontario purchase. And they're off and pacing here in the 7th qualifier. And we've got some speed to the inside as Trion DeVee, along with Raising Sand, come away well. There's Many Moons from the outside. Put into the early mix is A Fair Somewhere, who might slide up into 3rd. Getting away in 5th, that is My Blueberry Buck. That one will be followed around the first turn by Airy Shadow. And we had a breaker in the first turn. Off stride went A Fair Somewhere. A Fair Somewhere made a miscue there before the opening quarter, which was paced in 28-4. Good opening quarter there. Into the backstretch they'll go. And the leader by a couple of lengths is Raising Sand. In 2nd is Trion DeVee. 3rd is Many Moons, who is followed 4th by My Blueberry Buck. 5th up the backstretch is Airy Shadow. Then racing in 6th, that is Aiden James, who is followed 7th by that first turn breaker, A Fair Somewhere. Mr. Dress Up is 8th, and the trailer 9th is Fox Valley Carlin. The half was 59-4, so they were back down there 31 seconds in the second quarter. They're following Raising Sand. Raising Sand, the sports writer colt, 2nd qualifier for him, leads it by a pair with 5/8 now complete. Trion DeVee in 2nd, 2.5 lengths back to Many Moons in 3rd, who is followed 4th by My Blueberry Buck. 5th is Airy Shadow. Then we go about 4 lengths back to Aiden James. To the outside comes A Fair Somewhere, Mr. Dress Up, and your trailer is Fox Valley Carlin. 3/4 time was 1:29 into the stretch. And it is Raising Sand. Raising Sand with a lead of almost 4 lengths. Here's Many Moons, who's now moved into 2nd, and Many Moons is making up ground. There's a 16th to go, and Raising Sand will look to his right and see Many Moons coming on by to take it. Many Moons in the debut to score by a length. Raising Sand was 2nd, finishing up well in 3rd there was My Blueberry Buck. 4th was Airy Shadow, 1:58-1. Baby race number 8, starting gate in motion, no changes. Number 1, Masked Man, a shadow play colt. Eminello of Delaware, the owner. Susie Kerwood trains. Jody Jameson drives. $25,000 yearling purchase. 2, Sports Box, a sports writer colt. Gary Lance, BC Right Hill, Paul Reed are the owners. Reed, the trainer. Bob McClure will drive. 3 is Gold Rush Sealster, a $201,000 yearling purchase. Better's Delight colt is owned by Steve Heimbecker and Bloomingwood Farms. Greg McNair trains. Doug McNair will drive. 4, Sports Fan, a sports writer colt, owned by Leanne Murphy and Stuart McIntosh. Blake McIntosh trains. James McDonald steers. 5 is Stone Carver, a Better's Delight colt, owned by Robert Bridges, also the breeder. Anthony Beaton trains. Scott Young drives. Number 6, Still Thirsty, a Thinking Out Loud colt. McIntosh Stables, CSX Stables are the owners. Bob McIntosh trains. Trevor Henry drives. 7 is Ron. Wilma and James McKenzie own this son of sports writer. Dr. Ian Moore trains and drives, a $26,000 yearling purchase. And the 8 is All in Jest, a Better's Delight gelding owned by Hut Racing Stable. Blake McIntosh and Linda Bedard. McIntosh trains. Phil Houdon drives, a $20,000 yearling purchase. Starting at picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing well back with Sports Box, and also making a miscue before the start was Still Thirsty. So those two are going to be out of it before the word go. Out to the early lead. This is All in Jest from the outside, crossing over in front of Ron. They were next door neighbors on the wings of the gate, and they get away 1-2 despite those outside starting spots. Max Man is in third, getting away fourth. Then as they drive into the turn, that is Stone Carver, who is then going to be followed as the opening quarter was on the board in 28-4. 28-4 opener. Looks like we got 2 of them out there wearing saddle pad number 3. So up the backside they go. And your leader is All in Jest. In second is Ron. Third is Masked Man. Racing fourth, that would be Stone Carver. Then racing fifth is Sports Fan, followed 6 by Gold Rush Sealster, and then well back to the breakers, Still Thirsty, and Sports Box. The half was 59-1 as they go on to the far turn. And it's a 2-length advantage here for All in Jest. Second is Ron. Third is Masked Man. Racing in fourth, that is Stone Carver, the number 5. Off stride went Sports Fan. Makes a break here on the far turn. Inheriting that position will be Gold Rush Sealster. Going to 3/4, and Moore comes around with Ron. Ron on the outside, trying to overtake All in Jest. 3/4 time was 1:28 flat into the stretch, and it is Ron. Ron sweeps on by and looks to draw away in second. That is All in Jest. Racing third is Masked Man. Then we go back to Stone Carver in fourth, and then back in fifth as they come down the lane. That is Gold Rush Sealster coming to the line. It'll be Ron to take it by 3 lengths. Second went to All in Jest. Third was Stone Carver. Fourth, Masked Man. Then we go to Gold Rush Sealster, followed by Sports Fan, Still Thirsty, and Sports Box. 156-4 for Ron. Here in the 9th qualifier, we're going to scratch number 4, My Mickey Beach, number 7, Whiskey Break, and number 8, Just Call Me Pete. It'll be now a field of 5. We'll start with number 1, West is Best, a Sunshine Beach colt owned by the Robert McIntosh Stables, CSX Stables, Al McIntosh Holdings, Bob McIntosh the trainer, Trevor Henry will drive. 2 is Free on the Beach, a Sunshine Beach colt owned by Bruce Somers, Robert McMillan, trained by Rob Fellows, Jody Jameson drives. 3 is 6 and 6, a gelded son of American Ideal, owned by 187-6472 Ontario Inc., trained by Blake McIntosh. James McDonald drives, a $30,000 yearling purchase. 4 is out. 5 is Shadow Moon Rising, a Shadow Play colt owned by Dr. Ian Moore, RG McGroup Limited. Serge Savard and Hudson Standardbred Stable. Ian Moore trains, Tyler Moore drives, $115,000 yearling buy. And the 6 is Sport Addiction, a sports rider colt owned by SNR Racing Stable, David Nickel, Stanley Zipkin. Rene Dion trains, Sylvain Filion drives, a $37,000 yearling purchase. 7 and 8 are scratched as well, so we're down to a field of 5 off stride before the start. That is 6 and 6. The other 4 are up on the wings of the gate. And they're off and pacing here in the 9th qualifier, and following the car out of there, Shadow Moon Rising was ready to rock, and Shadow Moon Rising goes out to the early lead. Free on the Beach is in 2nd, then racing in 3rd. That is Sport Addiction in front of West is Best in 6 and 6 after the break before the beginning. He'll be right there with his rivals as they go into the first turn. And the leader, this is Shadow Moon Rising, 2nd qualifier for the Son of Shadow Play, and he's passed the opening quarter in 29 and 1. So last week he was put on the front. Same strategy here this morning, and he's a leader of nearly 5 lengths. In 2nd is Free on the Beach. Then we go back to Sport Addiction in 3rd. 4th is West is Best, and then 5th is 6 and 6. Up the backside they go, and they are following Shadow Moon Rising. Closing the gap in 2nd, as getting a little bit of a breather here is Shadow Moon Rising. So closing the gap is the Sunshine Beach colt, Free on the Beach, as he'll get on to the leader's back. Break of 5 lengths, then going back to Sport Addiction. He's a sports rider colt. The half was paced in 59 seconds flat, so that was 29 and 4 in the 2nd quarter. We'll check in with the Sunshine Beach colt West is Best, who is racing 4th, and the American Ideal gelding 6 and 6 in his debut is racing back there in 5th. They go past 5/8, and the leader is Shadow Moon Rising, $115,000 yearling buy, and he is really ramping it up here on the far turn. He was leading by about a couple lengths at the half. All of a sudden, he's on top by about a half dozen now, and he races past 3 quarters in 1:27 flat. So he threw down there a 28-second 3rd quarter, and they're into the stretch. It is all Shadow Moon Rising. Back to Free on the Beach in 2nd. Sport Addiction is 3rd. West is Best 4th, and 6 and 6 is 5th. Less than an eighth of a mile to go. Slap of the wheel disc there for Shadow Moon Rising as he tries to finish this one off strong. Paced a big 3rd quarter. He's coming to the edge of the tote board all by himself. He'll win it by double digits, and he will stop the clock here today in 1:55 and 3. Finishing 2nd was Free on the Beach. Then it was Sport Addiction, West is Best, and 6 and 6. Starting gate rolling here for the 10th baby race, 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Phil Houdon will drive number 1, Roll with the Flow. Roll with Joe Colt, owned by Hut Racing Stable, Middlebrook Racing, and Blake McIntosh. McIntosh, the trainer, a $15,000 yearling buy. 2, La Playa Deo, Sunshine Beach Colt, owned by Dr. Ian Moore, Hudson Standardbred Stable, Conrad Lieber, and Michael Goldberg. Ian Moore trains, Dale Spence drives, $45,000 yearling purchase. 3 is Stonebridge Apollo, a Sunshine Beach Colt, owned by Fred Drouard. He's the trainer. Bob McClure drives, $11,000 yearling buy. 4 is Twinbee Raptor, a Sports Rider Colt, owned by Capers 3 Stable, trained by Wayne McGeen, Chris Christoforou, and the Sulky, $30,000 yearling purchase. 5 is Silk Road Smash, a Better's Delight gelding, homebred from Millar Farms, trained by Nick Gallucci, James McDonald at the lines. 6 is Cobra Kai, a Shanghai Phil Colt, owned by Kelly Waxman, trained by Greg McNair. Doug McNair drives, $19,000 yearling purchase. 7 is ATS Hanover, a gelded son of Better's Delight, owned by Maneri Guerrero, Steve Heimbecker, Alan Albert, and PBG Stables, trained by Dave Maneri. Jody Jameson will drive, a $125,000 yearling purchase. And the 8 is Bob Loblaw, a gelded son of Sunshine Beach, owned by Ken Middleton, Dave Walls, James Grant, and starting center stables. Ken Middleton trains, Sylvain Filion does the driving. And they're off and pacing here in the 10th baby race. Pretty even beginning overall. To the inside of the gate, Roll with the Flow and La Playa Deo. They show some early speed. Also hustling off the wings was ATS Hanover into 3rd. Getting away 4th, that is Silk Road Smash. Floating away outside mid-pack is Bob Loblaw. Down to the inside, Twinbee Raptor, who's followed by Stonebridge Apollo and Cobra Kai. They're driving into the first turn and put to the front. This is La Playa Deo, and Dale Spence leading it by 2 lengths past the opening quarter in 29-1. Racing in second is ATS Hanover, and then third is Roll with the Flow, followed in 4th by Silk Road Smash. 5th into the backstretch is Twinbee Raptor, then in 6th is Bob Loblaw, followed by Stonebridge Apollo, and Cobra Kai is racing in 8th. Up the backside they go, and it's another Dr. Ian Moore trainee rolling right along on the lead, and La Playa Deo is leading it by a half dozen lengths, and he's rolling to what is going to be a very strong half-mile clocking here as he's passed the half in 57-3. Big advantage of nearly 10 lengths. Back in second, ATS Hanover having a little bit of difficulty out and about the 2 path, and then racing in third, that is Roll with the Flow. 4th is Silk Road Smash. Then racing 5th, Twinbee Raptor, who is being tracked by Bob Loblaw. Stonebridge Apollo and Cobra Kai is your trailer. And after that big opening half, La Playa Deo already being called upon here now at 3/4, 127-3. So that was 30 seconds in the 3rd quarter into the stretch. La Playa Deo wants to close this one out. We'll see if he's left his rivals far behind. They'll still have to do quite a bit of work to try and track him down. Here comes Silk Road Smash on the outside in the center of the track, and that one is closing quickly. ATS Hanover in 3rd, Roll with Flow 4th, and here comes Silk Road Smash coming right on by. Silk Road Smash finishing this one up with good-looking strides to take it by about 3 lengths. 2nd was La Playa Deo. 3rd went to Roll with the Flow. 4th was Twinbee Raptor over Bob Loblaw. Time of the mile, 157-4. 11th baby race, no changes, field of 8. 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Number 1, signing bonus. Greg McNair, Jim Newton, Bloomingwood Farms. Paul Kidd are the owners. Greg McNair trains. Doug McNair drives. This is a shadow play colt. 2 is Golden Ticket, a gelded son of Sunshine Beach, owned and bred by Stephen Klinowski, trained by Carmen Osceola, Jonathan Drury. 3 is Century Invictus, a gelded son of Better's Delight, owned by the stable, trained by Johnny McKinnon. James McDonald drives. $67,000 Harris yearling purchase. 4 is War of Will, a Captain Treacherous colt, owned by Hut Racing Stable, Blake McIntosh. McIntosh trains. Jody Jameson drives. $75,000 purchase. 5 is Tall and Tan Blue Chip, Better's Delight gelding, owned by Determination, trained by Luke Blay, Bob McClure, and the Sulky, a $100,000 yearling buy. 6 is Aaronwood Eves, a State Treasurer colt, owned by Aaronwood Equine, Jeffrey Korshnes, and Mart West Racing Stable, trained by Gabby Sasso. Sylvan Filion, $12,000 yearling purchase. 7 is Sports Teller, Troy Mark and Kimberly Mark, the owners. Jack Beliveau trains. Mike Saftik drives this sports rider gelding. And 8 is JS Love Them Ladies, Akiri Guy Gagnon, Jean-Louis Letulippe. As the starting gate comes into the stretch, Guy Gagnon trains and drives this $45,000 yearling buy. And they're off and pacing here in the 11th. Pretty even beginning here. A few of them trying to push forward in the opening strides. War of Will in the center. To his outside is JS Love Them Ladies. To the inside, Century Invictus will get away third. From the rail, Signing Bonus will hold ground fourth. Settling in fifth, that is Aaronwood Eves, who will then be followed into the turn by Golden Ticket. Then we race back to Sports Teller, and at the rear of the field, Tall and Tan Blue Chip. The opening quarter was 29-3. Onto the backstretch they'll go. And the leader of this group of 8, this is JS Love Them Ladies and Guy Gagnon, fronting them by a length and a half. War of Will races in the 2-hole. Then in third is Century Invictus. Fourth is Signing Bonus. Fifth up the backside, Aaronwood Eves, who is tracked by Golden Ticket. A break of 2 lengths to Sports Teller and another 2 lengths back to Tall and Tan Blue Chip. No movement. They're single file coming up to the half off a 29-3 opener. The half was hit in 1 minute and 3/5. Back down there, 31 seconds in the second quarter. And as they enter the far turn, you see them start to ramp it up. JS Love Them Ladies stretched it out to a 2-length advantage. War of Will gets into gear and sits now right back on the leader's back. Staying with him is Century Invictus third. Moving on the outside now up into fourth is Aaronwood Eves. Down at the inside, Signing Bonus. Following that out path is Golden Ticket. Then we go to Sports Teller and the trailer, Tall and Tan Blue Chip. 3/4 time, 1:29-3. 29 second third panel into the stretch. JS Love Them Ladies. War Will dips in behind. Now comes back out and looks to surge on by. 1/8 of a mile to go. JS Love Them Ladies. War of Will now fanning out. Century Invictus coming up the inside. Aaronwood Eves. JS Love Them Ladies still leading it by a pair. Aaronwood Eves now looking to split through. JS Love Them Ladies at the edge of the tote board. Aaronwood Eves coming with the push. These two down to the line. JS Love Them Ladies got it over Aaronwood Eves. Time of the mile, 1:58-3. Starting gate now rolling for our 12th qualifier. 5 and 8 are scratched. That leaves us with a field of 6. Number 1 is All A Boil. Gelded Son of Better's Delight, owned by Coyote Wind Farms, trained by Clark Bealby, Robert Shepard to drive. $20,000 yearling buy. 2, Supervise the Moment. Control the Moment Colt, owned by Ronald Nobes and David Frey. Frey trains, Travis Cullen drives. 3 is Lions Pride. Better's Delight Colt, owned by 3 Lions Racing. Anthony Beaton trains, Sylvan Filion drives. $30,000 yearling purchase. 4, Up the Creek, a Gelded Son of Better's Delight, Maneri Racing, Michael Guerrero, Alan Albert, and George Harrison are your owners. Dave Maneri trains, Jody Jameson drives, $13,000 yearling purchase. 5 is out, 6 is Noble Intentions, a Gelded Son of Sunshine Beach, Robert Burgess, the owner-breeder. Carmen Ostiello trains, Jonathan Drury in the Sulky, and 7 is 24K, a Gelded Son of Sports Rider, owned by Hut Racing Stable and Blake McIntosh. McIntosh trains, James McDonald drives, $7,000 yearling purchase. The 8 is scratched. 5 and 8 are out. We're down to a field of 6 for qualifier 12 of 14 on this Saturday from Woodbine Mohawk Park. And they're off and pacing here in the 12th and splitting from the center. That is Up the Creek along with Lions Pride. From the outside, 24K, surveying the situations, forwardly placed. Noble Intentions between rivals at the rail, All A Boil. And then the early trailer is Supervise the Moment. They go into the first turn and they'll be following Up the Creek. Right behind is Lions Pride in second. All A Boil held ground there, third from that rail starting spot. Settling in fourth is Noble Intentions. Then we go to Supervise the Moment, and 24K ends up taking to the back. The opening quarter was 30-4. Not a lot of early speed there, so that's going to get the movement going here. And as they enter the backstretch, Up the Creek ramps it up just as Lions Pride wanted to swing around. Lions Pride now will cross over and clears to command. Up the Creek is in second. Third is All A Boil, followed fourth by Noble Intentions. Fifth is Supervise the Moment, and 24K is your trailer. They're coming up to the midway point and back out, looking to retake the lead, is Up the Creek. 102 was the half, so they still weren't going too much there. And as they enter the far turn, Up the Creek leads it for the second time before 5/8 of the mile were complete. Lions Pride put back into second. Here comes Noble Intentions rushing on the outside, now moving up and is only 2 lengths away. Fourth is All A Boil, break a 2 back to Supervise the Moment, and 24K is your trailer. The leader's Up the Creek. Up to that leader's wheel, though, is Noble Intentions as they hit 3/4 in 1:30-4. Rookie Pacers come off the turn and into the stretch. At the inside, Up the Creek. Outside, Noble Intentions. In behind is Lions Pride looking for racing room. All A Boil, and then on the outside of that one, Supervise the Moment. 1/8 of a mile remaining, and Up the Creek kicks away here late. Up the Creek leading it by 3, and Up the Creek will take it. Up the Creek coming into deep stretch to win it. Lions Pride was second, Noble Intentions third. Then it was All A Boil, Supervise the Moment, and 24K, 1:58-4 for Up the Creek. Gate in motion, slow motion at the moment, as they start to gather on the backside. Louis-Philippe Waugh drives the 8 sports section. Here's your field. Number 1, Go Go Diggity Schmo, a Huntsville colt owned by Ross Bonifield, trained by John Pentland. Bob McClure drives. 2 is Yarm, Better's Delight, colt owned by Scott Horner, Tim Murray, Clay Horner. Greg McNair, the trainer. Doug McNair, the driver. $40,000 yearling purchase. 3 is Getting to It, a sports writer colt. Daniel Plouffe, Blake McIntosh, John Christopher Plouffe, and Michael Lindley are your owners. Blake McIntosh trains. Jody Jameson drives. $47,000 yearling buy. 4, Google My Chrome, a better than cheddar colt owned by Princeton Farms, trained by Blake McIntosh. James McDonald will drive. $25,000 yearling purchase. 5 is 3 Peaks, a shadow play colt owned and driven by Gino Toscani, trained by Herb Holland, a $9,000 yearling buy. 6 is World for 2, gelded son of a rock and roll dance owned by the stable, trainer drivers Mario Bayarjan, $16,000 yearling purchase. 7 is Sharky Bear, Kevin Bodds, the owner, trainer, breeder. Chris Christopher in the sulky behind the He's Watching colt, $12,500 yearling purchase. And the 8 sports section, a sports writer colt owned by Dale Kerr, trained by Jared Bako. Louis Waugh will drive. $42,000 yearling purchase. Starting gate picking up speed, and here they come for the 13th. They're off and pacing here in the 13th. And hustling out of there goes World for 2 for Bayarjan. 3 Peaks to his inside is crossing over and getting to it as well. From the outside, sports section will be looking for a spot in mid-pack, likely right in front of Go Go Diggity Schmo, who gets away in 5th. Yarm will settle in behind 6th. Then we go to Google My Chrome, and your trailer is Sharky Bear around the first turn, and they're following World for 2. Won't be too hot of an opening quarter here. 30 seconds flat, so very even, as a 30-second opener will allow World for 2 to front them by a pair of lengths, swinging into the backstretch. 3 Peaks is in second, Getting to It is racing third. 4th is sports section. We go 2 lengths back to Go Go Diggity Schmo, who is followed 6th by Yarm. 7th up the backside, Google My Chrome, and your trailer is Sharky Bear. Single file nearing the midway point, and the leader is World for 2. Second qualifier for this gelded son of a rock and roll dance. Second last week, but paced home in 27 seconds flat. Was clocked going his mile in 2 minutes. Here this morning, he leads him past the half in 1:01 and 4, so he'll be looking to flash some final half speed as he drives into the far turn, the leader by a length and a half. 3 Peaks is racing second. Getting to it is 3 lengths from the front in third. 4th is sports section. 5th is Go Go Diggity Schmo. Bit of a gap developing back to Yarm there. 6th. 7th is Google My Chrome, and the trailer 8th is Sharky Bear. Nobody off the wood just yet as they go by 3 quarters in 1:31 and 3. Spinning for home off a 29 and 4 third quarter. It is World for 2, looking to be number 1 at the line, leading it by about 4 lengths and trying to drive away. Now up into second is Getting to It. Sports section on the outside, looking to overtake 3 Peaks for third, and Go Go Diggity Schmo. And in deep stretch, it is all World for 2. Gonna go coast to coast like butter on toast. It'll be World for 2 to take it. Finishing second was Getting to It. Third was sports section, and 4th was Go Go Diggity Schmo. 158 and 4, 27 and 1 home for World for 2. We're going to scratch number 5, latest attraction here from the 14th and final baby race on this Saturday here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Once again, thanks for joining us. Down to a field of 7. Number 1, Michelob Ultra, Always Be Mickey Colt, owned by Carl Jamieson, Tom Chiron, and George Harrison. Carl Jamieson trains, Jody Jamieson drives, a $12,000 yearling buy. 2, Century Inspector, He's Watching Colt, owned by Dr. Ian Moore. Leonard Rosine, trained by Moore. Tyler Moore will drive. 3 is Azure Beach, Sunshine Beach Colt, owned by Patrick Dillon. Rob Fellows trains. Louis Waugh drives. The 4 is Pearl Snaps, a gelded son of Fear the Dragon, owned by Steve Heimbecker, trained by Blake McIntosh. Doug McNair drives, $125,000 yearling purchase. 5 is out. 6 is Better Have My Money, a better than Cheddar colt, homebred from Alar Farms, trained by Nick Gallucci. James McDonald steers. 7 is Lions Lou, a Sweet Lou colt, owned by 3 Lions Racing, trained by Anthony Beaton. Sylvan Filion drives, a $25,000 yearling buy. And completing the field, full disclosure, he is number 8. He's the son of Sweet Lou, owned and driven by Gino Toscani, trained by Herb Holland, $32,000 yearling purchase. Time to put a bow on this Saturday baby race session from Woodbine Mohawk Park. It's a field of 7 for our 14th and final 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings swing into the stretch. And they're off and pacing, and in the finale, full disclosure. And Gino Toscani, they go to the front. It'll be full disclosure out of there, so too Pearl Snaps. Century Inspector gets away in 3rd, and Michelob Ultra is 4th. 5th is Lions Lou, followed by Better Have My Money, and the trailer is Azure Beach. McNair is going to the top with Pearl Snaps, and Pearl Snaps will overtake the lead from cutting the corner. Full disclosure, who was inside a couple pylons there. On the outside as well as Century Inspector. The opening quarter was 28-3. Onto the backstretch, the rookie pacers will go, and it's Century Inspector on the outside. Pearl Snaps at the inside, and these two go toe-to-toe for a little bit, and they are matching strides past 3/8 and getting away from everyone else. So Pearl Snaps and Doug McNair, they want to control it, and that's going to put Century Inspector to have to take back and settle in behind 2nd. Then it is well back to full disclosure 3rd. Michelob Ultra is 4th. The half, 56-2. They just went a 27-4 second quarter there. So on to the far turn here in the finale. Pearl Snaps by a pair. Century Inspector 2nd. Then it's another area code. Back to full disclosure 3rd. Michelob Ultra is in 4th. Followed then by Lions Lou in 5th. 6th is Better Have My Money. And your trailer is Azure Beach. On to 3/4. Pearl Snaps is going to race past that marker, leading by a length and a half, 125 flat. Off the turn and into the stretch. Pearl Snaps, Century Inspector. Let's see what these two have for the stretch drive. Now moving up into 3rd, Michelob Ultra, racing in 4th. That is full disclosure. Back 5th. Going to Lions Lou, followed by Better Have My Money and Azure Beach, 16th to go. Pearl Snaps trying to fend off Century Inspector. Got to the wheel, won't get any closer. It'll be Pearl Snaps to take it, and we'll stop the clock in 154 flat. 2nd goes to Century Inspector, 154 for Pearl Snaps in the finale.